Sup YouTube, it's your boy Southside Customs back at it with another video, and today I'll be making a paint effect using Photoshop. Just note that all options and functions may vary according to the version of Photoshop you're using. Free assets such as font, images, and PSD file are all available for download in the description below. So without any further ado, let's get into it and enjoy. Okay, so first off, we're going to start by opening a document. I'll be using a document with a width of 3000 and a breadth of 3000 as well, so it's 3000 by 3000. Then you're just going to enlarge the document, and I'm going to insert a handwritten text type. Note that this type of text that I'm using in this project is down in the description below for free for a download, so just be sure to check that out if you want it to look exactly like mine. But if you wouldn't like to use it, just use something that appears handwritten and you'll be okay. Then what you're going to do is just enlarge and center the font type into the middle of the document to make it more legible. Then once you're satisfied, you're just going to go back to File, Open, and then I'm going to be using a sunset image. I'll be using a sunset image because it has a lot of color variation to offer a little bit more contrast and depth onto the paint effect, because it also has some orange, pink, and a little bit of red in it, so that's what I like. So once it is inserted on top of the text, what you're going to do is you're going to toggle on paint. You're going to hit Control and select so that the text becomes a selection, and then select layer 1, and then you're going to add a layer mask. So you'll have something like this, and then on this little chainmail thing, you're just going to click on it so that you can deselect it. That's going to allow you to move around the image behind the text to just make sure that you position it in a point where you have a lot of color depth and variation on the text. Once you're satisfied, you're going to click back on the paint text, and then you're going to convert it to a smart object. Then you're going to go back onto the layer mask on layer 1. You're just going to toggle on the thumbnail, and then you're just going to hit Control J again. Then you're going to click on layer 1, and you're going to apply the layer mask, and you can apply the layer mask as well on the copy. And then on layer 1 and the paint text, you're just going to group by hitting Control Command G, and then you're just going to label it backup. This is just for in case you make a mistake, you can always go back and rectify that. And then on your layer 1 copy, we're just gonna toggle it, and we're gonna go into filter, and then you're gonna open liquify. Then once it's open, you're just going to zoom in by holding Control space bar and tapping. And once you have it centered, just make sure that it is the brush size is big enough to not cover the whole width of the text, like the thickness of it, and the density has to be at 100, and the brush pressure has to be at 100 as well. So then once you have that all selected, just make sure that you gradually go over um, the paint text. Don't worry about being too perfect. The more imperfect, the better, because it makes it look like someone actually did try to paint this text on. So the more imperfect, the better. And just be sure to take your time when doing this. Make sure it's not rushed so you don't go too off course. Take note of the tool that has been used on the liquify modifier. Once you're done, you should have something similar to this, or something closer to this that resembles mine. Then on layer 1 copy, you're going to hit Command Control J, and again you'll go to filter, and then you're going to hit liquify. Again, you're going to hit Control Command Space and tap or click so you could zoom in into the text. And this time we'll be adding the drip effect on the text. So I'm just going to lower my brush size to 50, and then I am just going to touch up on the areas where I would like it to drip a little. When doing this, be sure not to overdo it, because if it's overdone and over exaggerated, it might take away the look, and it's not going to look exactly, well, shall I say, nice. So make sure not to just overdo it. Just keep it simple and minimal. Once that's done, you're just going to go back to layer 1 and you're going to hit Control J. Again, go back to filter, and you're just going to toggle on liquify. Again, you're just going to zoom in, and I am going to add thinner dripping effects to just add on to the realism of the paint effect. So for this, I'm going to lower my brush size to 30, and again I'll be going around some of the key areas just to give it a little bit more detail. This is completely optional. You can do this if you want. So after that's done, you should have something that looks like this. Once that's done, you're just going to click on the first layer of the text image, and then you're going to go into your adjustments layer. Then you're going to click hue and saturation, and then on the hue and saturation, just click on a thumbnail and be sure your foreground and background color are black and white. Then you're going to toggle on your paintbrush tool. Be sure you toggle onto the thumbnail, and then you're just going to gradually brush over half of the text. Okay, what this is going to do is provide some more variation on the paint effect. Oh, and you can use the hue to change the color according to your preference. Make sure that the saturation isn't too over exaggerated, or it's just going to look a little bit too off, and you don't want that. Then once that's done, we're just going to group layer 1 and layer 2 copy, and you're just going to hit Command Control G, and then you're just going to rename it to text. And that is it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.